this guy. You need speed. You don't have it. And your knees can't take the pounding, so hard running is out. And you got arthritis in your neck, and you've got calcium deposits on most of your joints, so sparring is out.
I had that problem.
So what we'll be calling on is good old-fashioned blunt force trauma, horsepower, heavy-duty cast iron, pile-driving punches that will have to hurt so much they'll rattle his ancestors. Every time you hit him with his shot, it's got to feel like he tried kissing the express train. Yeah, let's start building some hurting bombs.
All right. Now that you are in the mood, let's dissect this shit show, shall we? All right. So what do we got going on here, you might ask? Well. A lot of people are about to get fucked this week. Royally. And it is our job not to do that. Why is that? Well, first of all, we famously last week bought the low right there. And we wrote it up to here. So we're sitting pretty. Going into this week, we don't need to do shit. That's the premise, right? Are we gonna be Buddhist monks and just sit here? No, fuck no. We're gonna get right into it. All right. So, first thing I want to point out to you on the daily is that. Now, if you're one of these controlled opposition Twitter assholes, then please sell me your bare news. But it won't come on technicals, I promise you that. But you do have at all-time highs a MACD daily cross-up, okay? Now, obviously, the last one didn't do shit on the MACD, but we fucking rallied hard. Okay. The previous one before that did a little better. What did we do? We rallied hard. Okay. That one failed off of pretty much the same level. So, worst case scenario, and I'm gonna start with the worst case scenario. Well, there's two. This is worst case scenario. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday you come down and there's a big dip to buy. Okay? That would be like worst case scenario. The wasabi in your eye scenario is that you get no cut and no China deal, and Apple and Amazon have bad earnings, and that'll make this candle look like a toothpick. Okay? And you will come and breach this trend line, no doubt about it. Hard. Would I buy leaps here? Yes. So, with that said, you're going into the week that ends with this, and that is definitely a possibility for talks not to do anything and for these earnings to pull a Netflix. Okay? So those are the two bearish scenarios. The bullish scenario here is quite hilarious in my opinion. And that is this, and I want you to look here. Here's the breadth thrust. Last time it triggered down there in April, what happened? We've just been straight up going up, right? It did the same thing. You didn't see it when they told you about it in July. Nobody was fucking talking about it. We're very close to triggering it again, okay? And it's pretty much the same setup here, where if Monday And listen to me now. Get this into your head. If we trade higher on Monday, what is that? I don't care about your charts and indicators at all. They're there to stop you from participating if this setup comes true. Remember that. If we trade Monday higher, what does that mean? Anyone? Okay, let me explain. If you trade higher by a cent on Monday, it is confirmation of this move. Simple as that. Needs to happen on Monday. If you don't do that, this shit, again, like I showed you, can unravel quite fast. And obviously, first spot is gap fill, but I would almost then come down to here. To this big old 661, how you been, massive dark, because again, think about the setup here. They bought all that, we've been playing upside because they bought all that shit down here, right? They've sold all of that, so there's no resistance in going down here and refilling it, okay? And when you start looking here to see what's cooking, it's kind of a similar setup, right? Barring that straight bread thrust, fuck everybody, let's go. It's where you consolidate, you come down, you fill it back up, you come and test back down for consolidate, see if it holds, and you rip, right? Same thing here, couldn't get over, comes up again, tries to get out, fails, comes down, holds it again, and then sets off. So those are, same thing here, comes up, can't go further, consolidates, boom, 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 tries it, fails miserably, comes down, scoops it up. Here it even came down to test it again. So pretty familiar setups here. I would say that the most fuckery one would be this one. It's an identical setup, not only on the MACD, actually this MACD is lower. I would not be surprised at all if this is what happens. However, I'm leaning more towards this, that you do get a dip, because there's not going to be any buyers really here. But again, I am going to make it very simple on us and the market, and it is, if Monday trades higher, it's confirmation of the rally. If it fails, we have to start all over again, and we will be looking for something like this. You do not want to be buying something that's just grinding slower a little bit here. You want waterfall selling, and you want to buy the dip, right? Like, just imagine here, this was Wednesday. What was I doing? I was buying 644s for Friday, right? I did sell them here, but just imagine. But I was rolling up, playing those, I had 663s, 668s, then I had 670s and 677s, right? So that's what you gotta, like, you gotta, if you wanna catch this rally, that's what your thinking needs to be. You shouldn't find yourself in a position where you're too chicken shit to, you know, wonder if you're gonna die on something like this. No, we're trying to catch a trend leg right now. See what I mean? That could have started. We just don't know yet. Now, next week does not come without its road mines, and I said this on Voice on Friday, and I'll say it again. Usually these jam-packed weeks open and close at the same spot, meaning you'll have plenty of volatility, it'll come down, Twitter will be saying it's Black Monday again, and the following Monday you fucking just start grinding up, right? So that's the premise, but anyways, that's 4 different setups that we have to be aware of, so that our job is not to come in and say, oh, we're going to open the week here and we're going to close here, or we're going to close here. Anybody that says that is full of shit. You got to come in, prepare yourself for different scenarios, look at your data, feel the market, and most importantly, what? Look at the premiums. Look, there's no chartist out there or indicator. There just isn't. There's one thing and one thing only that could have told you when we were down here that we're gonna fucking hit 678 on Friday. I'll rest my case. And that has nothing to do with anything else besides that dictates the price. Your RSI or your fucking volume bars or even the STO, which I like, won't tell you that you're gonna get from here to here. Besides the premiums. Literally. Your fucking 1 hour chart won't tell it either. Like, even if you draw a trend line from here, you skip that bottom and you just connect it to there, you won't get there. So why, ask yourself, why is the price there? It's there because of the premiums. The Bollinger Band won't tell it either, because you're underneath it. Now you're above it, but you can't dictate down here that the Bollinger Band is gonna be up there. The premiums is the only thing that will tell you that. Pretty neat, huh? Okay, next. So we got our different scenarios. Let's call it scenario C is just like fucking drill this, make this look like a walk in the park. Scenario B is that we dip, we go back, gap fill a little bit, we go test here a little, that doesn't, and then we bounce. And scenario A is that we just rip. And then we have the fourth one where we obviously go down to there. So we got 4 different setups that we got to monitor. Okay, great. Let's move on. Earnings week. So Monday, NXP might move chippies. And that's all great. But do I care? Not a lot, because I'm all about this supposed trade deal that's supposed to happen. And I do have to point out that Scott Bessent, if he pulls this off, it's gonna be a spin in the news, because his counterpart that Scott Bessent said was fired was not fired. And he's been talking mad shit on X about Scott Bessent. Okay? So, we're going into that. Then you got UNH on Tuesday. Now, a lot of people think that the government shutdown is because of these insurance companies trying to get a better deal for their coverage next year. That might be. This did have UNH. This did have mispriced premiums to the upside. And obviously Warren Buffett and his Oxy shares are still fucking bagged on this as can be. And it has that smidge of gap fill still right there. And if it gets above the daily 200, it'll attract buyers and should run here. Okay, at some point. So I will probably play this. Okay, fantastic. UPS, maybe, why not? But again, this has to do with the consumer. And this chart shows that the consumer is not using a lot of UPS because they're fucking broke. Because they don't got no job and they're dealing with inflation and they don't know how to trade. So how are they gonna get money to send the parcels? Literally. Okay, I mean we're at COVID lows here. Might be worth a shot, but like if they have shitty earnings, it's pretty much over for these guys, isn't it? Right? Okay, Next, Enphase. We traded that last time. You know, this week I think I can live without EMPH in my life. I can probably... Visa is a good flushable stock. I'm not even gonna look at it and waste time. I'm not playing it for earnings. I might flush it, okay? Verizon, we covered that last week, has some out of the money to the upside, mispriced premiums. Boeing, Caterpillar might do good, you know, because they're in the whole rebuilding new societies business now, right? Which brings us to Wednesday. And this is like you can do 5 push-ups and 5 pull-ups, and here you gotta be able to perform 40 of them with not breaking a sweat, because you have FOMC followed by Meta, Microsoft, and Google, followed by what? The China-US talks between the presidents are gonna be during evening time on Wednesday. So, how do you play this? I'll explain to you right now and teach you more than somebody is gonna teach you. Okay, so as soon as we get the price, the announcement price of FOMC, we will look on the 30-minute or 1-minute chart if it's a red candle or a green candle. That determines the final direction of the move. Okay? Why is this important? This is important for many reasons. One being, let me fucking show you right now. There's the FOMC price at 659. Where are we now? We are at 677. Yes, we did have this massive sell, but the continuous move was up. Okay, so that determines everything, which brings us into where is the collar. Okay, the JPM collar. Ding 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 ding. Let's go over and see. Let's start with the top one. It's at 6955. Okay, let's make that fucker green. And then you have 6450. So if shit is bad and you do end up getting that okay, we already have it marked, and you do get that massive sell, you know where to buy the dip. And if you are lucky enough to be sitting on a bunch of your 90% cash, remember I said it's gonna be a fucking big sell if it's a sell. If you're lucky enough to get down here, you start buying end of December positions, because when this bounces, it's gonna go there. Now there's a good chance we go up there first. Okay? And then get some regional banking crisis, whatever you have. Okay? So that's what's at stake here. Okay? Now, where's that window? There he is. Okay. Back to earnings. So here, how are we gonna play this? Well, I just showed you on the 5-minute what we're gonna take into consideration. Now you can play these individuals. What will I do? Well, I don't know what the outcome of these talks are gonna be. I have my own theory that you might not have thought about, and I'll explain in a little bit. But I will be trading 20-cent calls for the next day, and I will be hedging those, meaning when I hedge, I'm not doing a fucking straddle, okay? Straddles, don't trade. That means you have no idea what you're after. So I will be playing upside. I'll cover them with some opposite puts, meaning I'm playing upside because it's the shit show. For optics, you want to pump. But if it's shit, I'll cover some of the cost with my puts of those. Okay? That's what I'm gonna do. Most likely gonna be QQQ. Now, if I can see mispriced premiums on Meta to the upside, I will take Meta. Because I played these famously in the money and fucking banked. The stock has not done shit after. It's sitting right there at previous all-time high. This is maxed out. Guess what? I don't care. It's Meta. It can fucking go. Okay, Google will probably have good earnings. I'm not gonna play Google, nor am I gonna play Microsoft. Microsoft can have a $10 to $20 move. Yeehaw, it had that last time and it's been absolute dog shit. And I know Trump doesn't like Miss Monaco. Okay, that's my plan for Wednesday as of right now. Then you got Lily, and I'm interested in Lily, and I have spotted the mispriced premiums. I was in them on Friday, did not swing them over the weekend. Okay, we'll get into it, we'll see what they are. Also depends on the whole market move on Wednesday, which is gonna be absolutely crazy. And then Amazon, I'm not playing, nor am I playing Apple. I'm not. Unless I find mispriced premiums on Apple, and if you are a lovely frequent member of the Ghost Candle tab, you know exactly what I'll be playing, because we have our Hall of Famer Dom's Ghost Candle on that shit. Okay? Hint, it's to the north. But again, the CEO said those numbers were shit and not real. Got a dip, got bought up. So, and then the week's there pretty much. Now let's look at the calendar. There's a lot of shit this week. I'm just trying to get you in the right frame of mind here and give you the tools to react. And we'll obviously react together. The Namo is ready to go to the moon. What is the Namo if you're new? If the Namo is over here, it is overbought and won't go higher. If it's down here, it marks a significant low. The proof is in the pudding. You know the April low. There it is. Then you got another low in August. There it is. Okay. And it's literally been coiling ever since. So the Namo tells all of the big bear boys to go fuck themselves. That does not mean that you can't have a freaky deaky candle, cause you can. It wouldn't be the shit show without it. Okay? But it's all in the details, just like last week, right? When we were wondering about this was on Thursday, remember? I said, yes, we invalidated the Larry Williams setup on SPX and SPY, but it was still valid on ES. Boom. This would like be the best setup, but it's too obvious, especially with this. What the fuck? Just to show, I'm pre-marked here. That's the last time we got that right there. Boom. That's the last time we get. This would be the max fuckery. Also. Same thing here. Candle over the Bollinger Band. Boom. So like the setup is there. Don't fight it. React to it. Alright, just to wrap, well, we still gotta look at some gamma. But anyways, Monday, you're gonna hear something from Scotty Boy after playing Who Cooks Their Noodles First in Malaysia over the weekend. Besides that, some earnings. Don't get fucking caught up in the chop. I'll be trading open and sell. If you miss my golden honey voice during these hours, I understand, but I won't be on voice. I'll be watching. Proof here, Friday. Ask yourself, did you make any money from here until here? If you're a degenerate scalper like myself and some of our members, you did. But if you're a participate type of dude, you didn't. You were paying to be a part. Okay? So like, again, look where the moves are. From close here to open here. Right? Just saying. But like when you're falling out of the sky and I post Max Fear from CNN fucking money in the chat, that means buy the fucking dip next time, okay? Anyways, then we got Tuesday earnings heating up. Money supply, Dallas, blah 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 blah. Nothing really. That could be spicy. Wednesday, Bank of Canada slated to cut, probably do. Then you got this slated to cut. All about what he says. Is QT gonna stop? With a hint of QE, which they're obviously doing already. This is gonna be big. He's one of the 5. Okay, big talk. Then you got the whole US gonna fucking be a hell of a candle. I promise you that. Then you have Bank of or ECB, European Central Bank's rate. They're slated to stay the same. Tokyo CPI, like this is jammed. I don't know why these are listed. Then you got the whole Uno reverse card about the government and it opening up. I think they voted on it like 14 times, not happening yet. These are also slated here. So the whole thing is, okay, CPI, they gave us that CPI, which was shittier than all of spring, right? Pumped the market. Has to do with all the social security blah blah blah, and also to put out a CPI to get this rate cut. So chances are the data that comes out after this government opens up is dog shit if it's to be trusted. Also on Friday we caught this JPM reversal. This is the secret weapon. We have premiums indicated it's going to 330. Beautiful reversal here, you can see it. All right, as far as the gamma next week, it's all types of fucked up, and as you can see, it also is pricing in a death candle, but that could just be because they haven't given it any stuff that all the politicians are on. Monday you have where are we? This shit's not even keeping up. I think we closed here. Can't do much with 780, 678, 680, and 690 upside gamma. If we ever get to 655, buy it with both hands. That gamma has been there so long for a reason. Tuesday. Just saying, now we're cooking here. I don't know why it's there on Tuesday. Wednesday gamma for FOMC. Could we get a gift down here? Maybe. Was that Wednesday? That was Wednesday. Thursday? Absolute fucking spice Thursday. Woo! And that. And then the 31st. Yes, please. Yes, please. I honestly, I like that number that Todd had picked up, which is ballpark to where is it? There. Okay, that I like that. But anyways, as you can see, gonna be spicy as fuck. If you're new, maybe don't try to be a hero and observe this week. Ease in slowly. There could be. I mean, look. The goal needs to be that we make some money and survive the week, and nobody gets blown up, because this looks like you're coming on your boat here. Here's all the serpents, right? They're like, oh, come over here, soldier boy. Okay, this is gonna be a massive week and ruin a lot of people. We're not gonna be a part of it, okay? And then you have Halloween, and then the next week is all about the New York mayoral race and all that shit. Personally, I think Trump raising tariffs on Canada today by 10% is a flex for North America to China, since anybody with half a brain knows we're at a severe disadvantage in these trade talks. Don't be too programmed by what they're telling you, okay? These are by the same people who just sent 40 billion to Argentina for supposed cattle. Yeah, fucking right. So again, guys, anything that can be spun in a good way will send the market. If we're met with the usual Chinese, yes, talks are great, we'll get back to you. There's no reason for the market to stay up here, okay? God bless. Hopefully you caught some info. November 5th is gonna be next week, the day after election day. Okay? So again, you know the drill. VIX. Look, if this shit works again, the VIX 1D, some nuggets here end of the day. If price holds and the VIX 1D rises while the VIX isn't doing much, it has as of late gapped the market up and it opens down here again. Something worth keeping an eye on. It works until it doesn't. It's been working fantastic for me. God bless, and I will see you on Monday on the Moon Train for open and close. Tuesday, open and close. Wednesday, fucking all day banger. Thursday, all day banger. And probably Friday. God bless.